Hello, my name is Richard Steinke. I'm the CEO of Receptor. So let me tell you a little bit about our technology. Actually, it's quite simple. This technology, we have 4 blades on. We capture 100% of the wind forces, but we actually capture much more. If you take a look, because of our 3-dimensional design, we actually are stacking the wind in here, and those forces go up against these blades. So instead of having 100% of the motive forces of the wind coming in, we have 300 to 400% that we're working with. The existing 3-blade technology only receives 10 to 15% of the wind forces. This is why in the circumference of the blades, they're only 20% efficient. And this is why also we can have the efficiency of well over 100%, which we do. And it's basically because of the design. This design also is very practical, and you can tell that it's a perfect design because it makes no noise. By not making any noise, you basically can show that there's no friction involved. And with no friction, it means that all the blades are working together as one. Another key point here is when the wind comes and hits this, let's say it hits this at 5 miles an hour, this whole front. This design is the design of a 45 bullet, the front end of a 45 bullet. When you see this round nose design, which means that, and when this hits it at 5 miles an hour, coming off of this, coming into this is blasted. So we take all this wind and it creates a force of about 8-9 mile an hour wind. So we're getting much more speed off of that wind. When you're at 10 miles an hour, you're getting about 16, 17 mile per hour winds coming off of this. So it just aids tremendously more wind speed, wind forces, which then stacks even more on the blades. And that's the key. We're stacking the wind, but it makes no noise. And since how does it do that? When the wind forces hit this, it hits all the blades, it turns the blades easily with no noise, not even a decibel of noise, and it comes off at a 45-degree angle. So if you stand behind it, there is no wind coming through it, but if you stand right here at a 45-degree angle, it comes right off and hits you. This is efficiency, and this is what you're looking for. So the key to our technology is first, the blade design. The design is like a wind sail, only it allows the wind to escape off of it. Second, your bearings must be good. And third, the generator must be in sync with the blade design, meaning that in the blade, because of our blade design, we have already built in torque. So we start at 2 miles an hour because all the wind forces work together. All the blades work together, so it makes it easy for it to turn. We go on to the grid at 4 to 5 mile per hour winds, you're already on the grid. Our competition, 3 blades, they don't start until 15 miles an hour. They then can run, once they get it going, they can run around 10. But once it goes below that, they have to start all over again. We don't. We're always running at 2. We're on the grid by 4 to 5 miles an hour, and that's the difference with our technology. Everything is tied to the grid, but the existing technology, the 3-bladed technology, especially when you go 100 kilowatts and when you go to the larger size, your megawatts and up, 1/3 of the power that they create, they have to return back to their windmill in order to operate it. They have all kinds of gears. They have directional wind speed, directional gear systems. So they are sucking up the very power that they're putting on the grid, they have to bring back. In fact, on every company, they have a return line in order to supply this to make all the changes in their system that they need to do. We have none. There'll be no wire coming back to ours we don't need any power whatsoever from any source in order to operate this. None. We have no gears. This is direct drive. When the wind, if the wind is coming directly to us, all four blades faces you. If the wind comes at a different angle and say it's 15 miles an hour, it turns and faces that. It faces the greatest forces automatically, no gears, nothing, and it does it smoothly. It's not radical. Another key point, which is the point that shows beyond a shadow of a doubt that we have the best design in the world. We have a perfect power factor of 1. Which means our electrical wave is beautiful, it's smooth, there's no fuzz on it. We deliver to the customer perfect energy. With a power factor of 1, no one in the history of making electricity out of any kind of mechanical instrument has ever delivered a perfect power factor of 1. Because of this blade design, which is smooth going up and smooth coming down, you have that perfect wave factor and a power factor of 1.